Alright, ladies and gentlemen, good morning, afternoon, and or evening. Welcome back to yet again another match in this series of 3-Digit World Cup. It is going to be Hong Kong against Australia in this lovely winner side of the bracket. I'm BlankTap, joined by me will be Gami. How are you doing, boss man?
I am doing great. I'm very excited to see this kind of matchup because BlankTap, I'm sure you and I know this 3-Digit World Cup has been an absolute storm. You know, we've seen upsets left, right, center. We've seen countries who oftentimes seem like pretty, nothing burger countries turn out to be dark horses, which gave a lot of these high-seeded countries runs for their money. I'm thinking about countries such as France in the round of 16 and Indonesia in the round of 16, right? Taking their respective higher seeded matchups all the way to tiebreaker. And not just that, Indonesia, who just recently got knocked off, managed to take 3 points off the 2-time defending champion of the 3-Digit World Cup. So, reorienting ourselves back into this matchup, I want to know if Australia is going to continue this trend of, lower seed upsets, or is Hong Kong going to prove their trajectory to be true once more, right? Hong Kong, known as the rebuilt country of all time during this 3WC, the main character, or I like to call them the main character of this 3-Digit World Cup, right? Coming from, seed 40 in OWC 2025 all the way to seed 2, bringing in all of their old guard for this iteration of the 3-Digit World Cup. I mean, it's hard to see any country sitting above Team Hong Kong, apart from the USA. But jokes aside, moving over to the other side, we also kind of have sort of a rebuild story, right? We have Australia, who lost a lot of their core players, a lot of the players that were mainstays of the Australian World Cup roster in OWC 2025. We see the return of many such players, such as I'm thinking in particular Zintex and Sayo, right? These two players, huge returnees for Team Australia this 3-Digit World Cup. And I said before that I believe that how Australia's story plays out in this 3-Digit World Cup is going to be solely dependent on how well these carries can shape up and how fast they can get back into their form. But of course, we'll have to wait and see. This, I think, is going to be a very, very interesting match, and I can't wait to see. I really can't wait to see if Australia manages to pull off the same upsets that we've been seeing this tournament.
Currently, going to the bans, it's going to be a number 1 ban from Australia, banning the AR9 awkward aim, man. Hong Kong respecting, Australia, they export those tapping players, those very, very just insane players that just gets speed just right, I suppose, and they're gonna respect that. Then with that, only 1 ban for both sides, and as we are going into the pick phase, what are we thinking here, Gami? What is Hong Kong gonna go for here?
Okay, look, BlankTap, I look at these two teams, and I think the strategy for both of them is clear as day, right? We see it in the case of Australia going for number 1 ban, and Hong Kong going for DD2 ban. This is a clear control versus mechanics divide. I don't think there's really any surprise in that aspect. I think Australia, off the back of players such as, Australia has Zintex. Zintex, arguably one of the strongest mechanics players full stop in this tournament. And I believe in the round of 16, I have to do a quick check on it right now, but I believe Zintex was number 1 on two raw tapping maps. You're gonna have to quote me on that one, but I'm pretty sure it was Hard Rock 1 and No More 2. So, for what it's worth, Australia has some insane power when it comes to the Hard Rock. I didn't quite get to talk about the Hong Kong side, but I was going to mention any sort of control. I think any sort of control pick would be very good for Hong Kong. And I believe I was gonna say that Alt was the stronger of the two. Alt versus Tech. I think Alt would have been the stronger pick for Hong Kong, and they do, in fact, decide to not go into any of that. In fact, and they choose to go into light anti-mod. What are your thoughts on this BlankTap? This is not really a committal pick. I think compared to a lot of the anti-mod maps that we've seen in normal tournaments or hell even in comparing this pre-mod one or this anti-mod map to the anti-mod map that we saw from last week, this map is a lot lighter. It's CS 4.5, so not quite CS 5. It's AR 8.5, so not quite AR 8. So it's honestly more comfortable of an anti-mod. So I mean, what are your thoughts on this, DT?
I would say it is comfortable if not for the fact that the outward aim aspect of this map is just kind of buffed up. It's just on steroids. The other players definitely gonna feel they definitely would prefer just a comfortable CS 6.5 after Hot Rock anti-mod. This map does not give you any comfort at all. It is back to back, just these sharp diamond spirals, just jumps left, right, and center. And I mean, yesterday, we got a country, I forgot which one, but they went double hidden hot drop. I suppose it was New Zealand, and yeah, it is such a difficult thing to do if you don't have that one person that is comfortable enough to do it on normal, let alone hidden. Oh my, the hidden players are going to struggle on this one, despite the non-AR 8 kind of aspect of this map.
Yeah, 100% right. Like, I think the best way to describe it is like it's consistency, but it just kind of doesn't feel right. There's just that little twang of the anti-mod that can definitely throw a wrench in your consistency. But with that, good luck, have fun for coming in chat. We're gonna see A21, Max Barrio, Nisha Awa, alongside Zintex, Pala, and Zave on the other side, fielding their starting lineups for both countries. It's gonna be Hong Kong versus Australia. Once again, I am such a huge believer that this is going to be a match to watch. But hey, we'll have to wait and see. Early stages of the map, it looks like Nisha Awa is gonna be taking that hidden hard rock preference. Not too unexpected given how Hong Kong is just the country to look out for in hidden. But instantly you get to see what this map is all about, right? Nothing too special anti-mod wise. It's really just that added layer of flight map stats that we're expecting to see players trip on during these 3 minutes and 41 seconds.
Starting off already, a miss coming from Syntax on the Hot Rock modification. Nishawa, A21 and Max Video still with the triple FC against Polar and Saver. But as the Hot Rock falls, it's down to the numbers and the hiddens coming.
That's right. I mean, it's gonna take a little bit more than that for us to see any large shifts in the scoreline right now. Really, both teams trading blow for blow, so it's gonna be a standstill until we get into that first KI. We're getting into the more wide-angle jump sections of the map, and here we go. The map begins to open up, but it's not too much more difficult from what we've already seen, right? Still all about those wide-angle patterns, and A21 is gonna be the next one to add to the toll. That's gonna be good for Australia, as now they have two FCs looking to play up against Hong Kong's one in Max Barrio. And not to mention Zintax's massive recovery on the hard rock right now, cancelling out anything Nisha Awa has, ensuring that Pala and Java have the upper ground.
Indeed. Hong Kong, not the best start in this pick, as Saver and Valor just does their job really well. Still with a 99 and a 98% accuracy duo. The lead will increase to a solid 72k as Australia, alongside the Syntax recovering, will have a nice comfortable lead.
Yeah, that's right. Just some momentum building at this juncture before it's full throttle right back into the KI. And A21 yet again is the first one to go down once the KI opens. That's not what you want to see, as Zintax continues to compound a recovery, but Zintax finds a miss. Gonna slow down the bleeding, but it's not gonna be fast enough, as Pala and Zave are still holding down the fort with the hidden and no mod anchor. Max Barrio is matching it, and for what it's worth, it's gonna start to matter as Zava finds the miss. Nisha Awa is now the X factor for his country, as Pala goes down. Every single combo from Australia falls. The defenses have lowered, and Hong Kong are looking to snatch the score lead right back.
Now, Max Barrio, the last man standing in the side of Hong Kong, the difference maker, the X Factor, as they will call it, I hope I'm using that word correctly. 1,200 combo and still climbing, and we might be looking at a potential FC from this man. That awkward pause into a bit of a mini cut string, not catching max video of God, 700k individual score. He's gunning for it, dummy.
Yeah, that's right. Max Berry is completely smoshing this 3-1. When you need consistency, you call on Max Barrio. I mean, it's honestly expected. You know, it's honestly expected. Seeing a player who's been in the scene for as long as Max Barrio, it's gonna lighten your nerves playing with a normal anchor like him. But going into the last section of the map, it's just gonna be for star points right now. Unfortunately, not quite able to close it out to the end, but doesn't detract from just how good of a team score that was from the entirety of Hong Kong. Very, very good point to be won, and a very, very good first pick to be won from Hong Kong.
I mean, you gotta respect Australia's score. Triple 500k. Hong Kong got that tiny weak link. I mean, this map with Hidden is no joke. But Max Birio patched it up very quickly. Misha, matching the Hidden score from Power, just kept Hong Kong afloat. And I think they are definitely grateful to get this point in the back. Especially when it's their opening pick. Almost a disaster, in my opinion.
Oh, honestly, yeah, BlankTap. I mean, you said it pretty well. I think even though that was a pretty decisive point for Hong Kong, at least looking at it from a numbers standpoint, throughout the map, it honestly looked as though Australia had the upper hand, right? They were holding that double FC with Paula and Java on the bottom row for so long. It was only at the very end when both of them found the miss, and you know that was just how the cookie crumbled. But Australia giving Hong Kong a run for their money in the early stages of this match. But with that, we're gonna go into Australia's pick. I definitely think the free mod. I was gonna say either the free mod 2 or the no mod 2 would have been my expected picks, and they look to go into the free mod 2 now. Now, this pick makes sense. All right, this is a pick that definitely makes sense. But do I think it's free? Absolutely not. I do not think that this is a free win for Australia. Because if you look at their qualifier results, right? Their qualifier, and you compare their no more 2 scores. Remember, Hong Kong was number 1 in the qualifiers no more 2. They are no slouches when it comes to tapping whatsoever. Of course, a different story gets painted when you look at the round of 16 statistics, and I think that's more so what that's what's giving me some reassurance going into this no more 2 pick coming from Australia, right? Because perhaps on the low SR, not perhaps, I think on a low SR, Australia definitely prevails when it comes to comfort. I don't think there are many countries that can beat Australia when it comes to pure low SR no mod 2 comfort. So, but then the third dimension is that, of course, there's mods added onto it. So, you can never be too sure. Hong Kong coming out from that free mod 1 victory, they might still have some of that free mod momentum left in the tank. So maybe they're looking to, maybe, you know, this point isn't as clear cut, oh my goodness, as it seems.
Indeed. Australia, however, they do seem to be very solid all around. I do not see Max Video in the lobby, so Hong Kong, let's see if they're gonna kinda regroup and get themselves together, or if they're gonna once again rely on another standout performance from any of these 3 players. Good luck, everyone is in the chat. And we are definitely coming in. It's gonna be a 200 BPM, stamina, consistency, just pure flow aim. It's Age of Tyranny. I mean, who doesn't know this map at this point?
No, dude, BlankTap, this map is hard, dude. Like, it's very easy to say that it's just a consistency, you know, stream slot, no more. I mean, it's a Irishan that said, right? It's very easy to say that it's just slot, but honestly, for 4 minutes, for 3 minutes and 30 seconds, it's just constant 200 BPM death streams, and it's very, very easy to lose focus, and especially if you find chain misses. You know, there's no retry. You can't retry Sadness. It's one and done. And when we get into the latest KIs, when we get to the final KIs, that's where I expect to see the most amount of misses. That's where I'm expecting to see the highest concentration of misses come up. Or that, you know, mods-wise, nothing too out of the ordinary, right? This time just Zoomery being the nomad anchor for Hong Kong, you know, F2X taking over on the Hard Rock. So Zoomery is going to be the first one to find the miss. That's not quite what you want to see going into that first KI. Nomad anchor is what you need to keep the ball rolling on your field. So with that miss with Zoomery, it's going to be harder and harder for their mods to make up for that difference.
Yeah, what they say about Age of Tyranny, it is an A map, and Zoomery did find a miss on the linear. However, Saver is now gone. It's only F2X and Misha on Hard Rock and Hidden, alongside Syntax and Dross on Nomad and Hidden. The Hidden still alive. F2X, very fragile combo, but he is definitely taking the risk, and he is risking it well. 970 combo, 99% accuracy, nearly the best accuracy in this lobby. And yeah, Australia, however, still keeping things very competitive. Hong Kong in damage control after that Zoomery miss, but 2v2 on the FC. Well, we'll count Misha as an FC at this point as we go into the halfway mark.
That's right, we are moving into the next KI. The intensity is gonna continue to get taken up a notch as the spacing slowly but surely increases. Just a standstill right now. The scoreline is stagnating, and it's in fact stagnating on towards the side of Team Hong Kong off the back of that 3-way 99. You know, Australia sort of on the back foot when it comes to the accuracy, just off the back of Xavier's slight drop towards the middle sections of the map. But as you move past this second KI and comfortably past the halfway section of the map, we get into the jumps. And I mean, last time I saw 1 or 2 misses in this jump section. This is where the nerfs come in. And what do I say, BT? Every time, I always expect to see someone crumble to the pressure on the jump section. Zoomery gonna be the one getting the short end of the stick on this map. And with that, Australia is just gonna be running away with Xavier right behind them to push that Australian scoreline further and further to the right side. But we have seen this scoreline before. We have seen Australia crumble before. And
oh my god!
That,
here comes the space stream soon enough, man.
Yeah.
Oh my god! Drox is gone. It's a 2v2. Currently coming 25k to the side of Hong Kong. But it's over, it's over. And here comes the space stream. Saber is down. F2X is down. It's the battle between Hidden and Nomad. Syntax, can he clutch it up against Misha? Misha is maintaining the lead, maintaining the advantage. Hong Kong with a 60k cushion. Even if Misha misses now, I don't think Australia can bring this back. Syntax just does not have enough gas left in the tank. Going into the final stream, Syntax is down, and Misha, with the method, with the reverse choke.
Yo. Hold up. Misha might be the greatest of all time.
That is kind of crazy.
1.01 mil on Hidden. We're just making shit up right now. And in fact, Zoomery, I mean, might have found the miss on the aim section, but hey, freaking aim section, 99.5% act is what I'm looking at. Just incredible accuracies from Hong Kong, and that's really what kept them in the game till the very end, right? Even when they were at a combo deficit, they never let their accuracy never let the scoreline shift towards the right side until Zoomery found that miss. But by that point, you know, there was enough momentum for the rest of Hong Kong to make up for that miss as they waited, and they waited very patiently for that KI to come in and just clear all the combos of Team. So, just absolute demon performance from Hong Kong, and I expected it. You know, I anticipated something like this would happen because in the qualifiers results show there was a higher SR pool, and Hong Kong #1 that has the speed for something. But it's gonna be back to Hong Kong. They are likely looking to convert this breakpoint into a lead, and given how the pick ban sequence of this match is going, if they win this, they're gonna be 3 points up, and that's some freight train that Australia will have to try to avoid.
Don't really know if they're gonna go for a Hidden one that is much more comfortable, much more standard aim. I think Australia can heavily contest that. But yeah, I mean, as you said, I do love your idea in the beginning, you know, suggesting no mod 3, maybe even 3 mod 3, completing the tic-tac-toe. I mean, they've been showing their prowess on the Hidden, Hard Rock, and no mod, and they just kind of establish a dominance when it comes to just a nice modded duel, but they're gonna go for just the hidden aim control instead.
Whoa, last time I saw this, last time I casted the match, was banned out by Indonesia. I'm very, very happy to see this thing into getting picked. This is such a great map, right? This is, what's the way what's a good way to describe? You know what it is? It's like South Korea pandering. This map has like it's so South Korea coded. It's like the end all be all control map of this pool. You know, 151 BPM, low enough that the mapper can just test any sort of weird angles, any sort of circle tech, any sort of slider tech that they want. And there's a lot of movement in this song in general, so you're going to be expecting, you know, very, very consistent difficulty throughout the 2 minutes and 25 seconds for the most part, until the map sucker punches you with like a cut, flowing pattern, or a flowing pattern that covers half of it. You know, that's kind of what you expect from a map like this. And, you know, last time I checked, Hong Kong is pretty good at control. I mean, they have some hardest hitters in the tournament on control. So definitely, yeah, I'm definitely expecting to see either Misha Awa, Max Barrier in for this. The last player I could see being someone like Tiwagi or A21 chilling. But yeah, with that, I'm so stoked to see it. I'm so stoked to see this kind of map. Oh my goodness! Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Oh my goodness! I see Sayo in the lobby. BlankTap, guys. I see Sayo in the lobby. I see Mr. Rubik's Cube in the lobby. This is huge. And A21 is gonna be the last player being fielded for Hong Kong. I think Pala is expressing my sentiments towards Misha Awa being in for this map. This is something that's right up Misha Awa's alley, right? At this point, like, you could just call him the freaking, like, second coming of Forum, dude. Misha Awa is the second coming of Forum.
That's fair. Yeah, I mean, definitely excited to see who's gonna hit the linear on this map. The dreaded second half of Hidden 2. And here we go. We're going into the little ambivalence lovers with 6 players ready to kind of show off their hidden capability. Hopefully they do not miss in the beginning though. This is one of the most crucial part of the map. You do not want to lose combo starting out.
Yeah, earlier sections of the map it's slightly less dense. Not by a large margin, but building up these combos are going to be very, very important because you cannot expect to see any sort of security in terms of combos in the later sections of the map. Sayo going to be the one to draw first blood. It's going to be traded up by Max Barrio and then Misha Awa to add to the toll. So in fact, a combo lead going to be pushed in favor of Team Australia as A21 is left on his lonesome. And it's being matched by Zintex with that massive SS right now. Zintex really not letting anyone slip through the cracks right now. He moved further and further through the exposition of the song past that first third of the map, and the scoreline is going to continue to compound in favor of Australia. But once again, BlankTap, I feel like we've always seen Australia take these high grounds in the middle sections of the map and then have them fumble it right at the very end. And Sayo with that miss is not going to do them any favors whatsoever. But once again, traded up by Max Virio, they're really just having a conversation with each other.
Sayo and Misha in sync top left front face. And now it is going to be 1.5 FC against Steel Power and Zintex feeling very comfortable. 70k in the lead. But Misha, he has been missing on easy part and then hitting the meanest part of the map. But that is not gonna help him if he does not have combo going to this last section. It's all riding or dying on A21 and it is absolutely dying as Power, the last man standing, finds a slider break. A solid 120k lead, but the accuracy, a reminder that it doesn't matter at the end, going down to 60k, going down to 60k, it's staying there, but now down to 55, the miss is coming in, there's no competition in Australia. Max Birio, can he save Hong Kong once more?
Oh my goodness, it's gonna be cutting it extremely close. It's a tight
rope
walk and a jump
how are they doing this?
It's gonna flip.
How are they doing this, Max Birio? Save Hong Kong! Save the team! Save the scoreline! And he is gonna do it again! Oh my god! This guy is nasty!
Oh
What?
my days. Like, what? I mean, what are we even expecting? You know, light work. I mean, it's not
That's
just from Magic
nasty.
Barrier, right? I mean, A21.
Yeah,
is
A21, of course. But
the
Jesus
overall
Christ.
team performance from Hong Kong is just so strong, and just seemed as though Sayo just wasn't able to match up to the rest of the lobby because both Parla and Zintex with their own massive scores. Oh my goodness, it just looked like the bottom margins were the deciding factors for this matchup. And unfortunately, it
What a
just
shame.
continues to swing in favor of Hong Kong. They're going to go 3 points up.
God, 640k on that map is nasty. Misha Awa, I think, got 2 100s, 250s, and 5 misses. Very unlucky placement since he had no combo. Australia's, I mean, so far, you gotta admit, Gami, I mean, Australia just kind of lost 3 coin flips. That's all I'm saying. This is much more closer than it seems.
And that's the interesting thing, right? Because Australia is 8 seeds down from Hong Kong. In a normal tournament, you never expect this to happen, right? Australia is actually putting up a very good fight against Team Hong Kong, and it's not just on their own picks, but it's in fact more so on Hong Kong's picks. I think it will take quite a lot of believing and quite a lot of hopium, but I do genuinely think that it's possible for Australia to win out a point somewhere. Right, somewhere down the line there has to be something that they can use, but they're gonna go into this double time 3 now. This is a GT map, yes, but it's also just basically 240 BPM all. Or not 240 BPM. I'll hold up. Let me do the math. It's like 190 BPM speed all, if I'm not mistaken. Like, the map itself is more focused on, you know, this old style of flowing and whatnot. And frankly speaking, I think Hong Kong is so incredibly strong on this kind of skill set that it looks very dicey to me right now. But perhaps Australia is looking to play into, maybe if not the BPM, maybe it's into the AR, maybe it's into the density. But I don't know, I'm a bit apprehensive about this kind of pick, especially with no more 2V still left onto the playing field.
Yeah, that's also like Australia finally, you know, and they're going with the nuclear option of 381 BPM tapping. I think it's not that fast, but you know, it's still kind of scary. Was this more of a kind of ulti pick, I guess, in the DP pool? You know, nah.
Yeah, no. I don't know how this one ends up. I really want to see someone like Sayo really pop off on this map for Australia, but I don't know, throughout the course of this tournament, it seems as though Sayo has been taking quite a lot of drops when it comes to the overall consistency on a bunch of maps. I do think it will get evened out as we move into the later SRs, but at this point, right, it's a fight for survival for a team. Oh, not quite a fight for survival, but they need to actually be able to make it to the later rounds for Sayo's skill cap to really begin to kick in, right? So hopefully, you know, somewhere down the line, maybe it's this time, maybe it's some other time, in some other match, but I hope Sayo can regain that sort of crazy pop-off potential that we know them for. But with that said, Max Burial, F2X, Misha Awa gonna be in for Hong Kong. Meanwhile, Drop's gonna be the substitute for Australia on this double time 3. Let's see if DT paints the true picture, or if the alternate is what's gonna catch Australia off guard here. Early prospects of the map, Drop and F2X are gonna be the 2 misses, trading each other out early on, so it's gonna be 2 FPs to 2.
Figuring not too much happening just yet, but when the KI hits, get you really careful. Still a 5k difference, and once again, just competitive scores all around. Australia with the slight lead, but can they hold on till the very end? Going to the sliders, going to the alts, the left and right. Yeah, no one's missing. They're just standing their ground.
Nobody willing to give an inch to either side right now. And each team getting off of the KI scot-free, but Drops will not make it far. Finds that miss. About 400 combo in, not quite what you want to see, as now Hong Kong is just going to instantly steal this scoreline back. As F2X does not find the trade like he did just now. With that, and with, you know, how volatile with how volatile double time score lines are, you know, these minute combo leads can just instantly propound the insurmountable levels. And if Hong Kong struggles to continue to hold, I mean, it might be over for Australia, but Max Barrio is going to slow down the bleeding. So in fact, Australia is actually holding a combo lead against Hong Kong at this juncture, 2 FCs to 1.
Indeed, and now Australia with a tiny advantage going into this last section now. One mistake is all it takes. This is it. The curtain has fallen and it's gonna go back up, but a nice reminder, a fearful reminder for that one miss is all it takes. Drops is down. Is that enough? Hong Kong still trying to bring it back. The double FC from Australia. Oh my goodness, going to the last section. It's so close, it's so tight. Australia, can they close it? Can they bring it back? The two FCs trying, but it's not enough.
Are we real?
Two FCs and 0 points. How?
Are we real? They can't keep getting away with this. They can't keep
Hong
getting
Kong.
away with this.
Keep gambling. 4 points in a row. 4 heads in a row for Hong Kong. Thus far, Australia needs somewhere to gain their luck back. Their feng shui is all wrong. The furniture is aligned incorrectly. This is... How do you lose with 2 FCs? This is heartbreaking.
Yeah, especially from a mental standpoint, that's not gonna look good, right? If you're an Australian player, hit 2 FCs, but it just wasn't enough. And I mean, see, that's the issue with countries like Australia. I think that they're definitely one of the countries that, if they go, they're probably in the bottom, say, 8 countries of the tournament. I think that they are overall the best country scaling into a later SR. But the thing is, that's not what you need at this juncture. High SR security is not gonna matter if your low SR doesn't cut it, you know? And it's honestly heartbreaking seeing Australia lose out so many points because they just aren't able to put that consistent wall against their opponent. It is so rough.
Man, yes, heartbreak after heartbreaks. Hopefully we'll see Australia finally getting a singular point, but every single time it's just too slippery, the lights are too bright. And Hong Kong going into their 3rd pick now. What are we thinking here? Are they gonna go for Fremont 3? Maybe number 3? It's going to be Hot Rock 2. This is the first time I'm seeing Hot Rock 2 getting picked at all. Hot Rock in general, actually.
Okay. I don't know how. I mean, this is. I'm doing a lot of thinking here, BT. I'm doing a lot of thinking. I'm trying to reason out why exactly No, That's too much thinking. Like, I'm thinking about it too much. Really, at this juncture of the map, Hong Kong have won on every single point, so they basically have the entire pool to pick from. I think this Hard Rock 2 pick could definitely just be one of those times where, you know, they look at their team sheet, what do they have the most amount of blues on, and they, you know, decide to shoot their shot. Definitely seems like, I don't think there is any rhyme or reason for this kind of pick, apart from the fact that, you know, Hong Kong is just that good on control, but I don't think there needs to be a rhyme or reason for a pick like this. What they do know is that, you know, Australia is not the strongest when it comes to the Hard Rock 2. Meanwhile, they are arguably the best country on Hard Rock 2. So, yeah, not too surprised by this Hard Rock 2 pick at the end of the day.
I mean, you know, with how things are going so far, I really do feel if Hong Kong gets too cocky, Australia can easily force a tiebreaker because they've been competitive thus far. They have not. They kind of miss actually, but I think just that one nudge, one push, and I think they can start snowballing really hard. And this Hot Rock 2 from Hong Kong, will it be a mistake? CS 6.5 Hollow Wings. it is another control map, but it is going to be Hot Rock in Australia. They're pretty good at that. Here we go. Good luck, have fun.
It's really hard to see, you know, Australia in a good light compared to the likes of Hong Kong on a Hard Rock 2, right? I think in qualifiers Hong Kong was seed 1 on the Hard Rock 2, so yeah, a lot of praying is gonna have to be done, but I definitely think it is possible. Australia has constantly been giving Hong Kong runs for their money on every single one of these picks, back to back to back. Really, they just need to be able to hold it till the very end. They have a good early game. They always have a good mid game going into every single pick, but when it comes to the ending, it looks like they just overheat and burn out before the score lines get calculated. Sayo gonna be the first miss for Australia, struggling to find his footing. Meanwhile, Zintak's gonna be another one to add to the total. Meanwhile, Hong Kong is just absolutely trudging ahead with their massive combos and accuracies. But Max Barrier and Misha Awa both fine misses as I say that. But Australia gonna lose their last in Xavier with that F2X. The lone FC in the lobby is looking to make the difference. 150k score lead in favor of Hong Kong as we move past that halfway mark.
They were writing energy, but there's still a fight to be had. But Syntax finds a mess in Sayo as well. Once again, the double whammy for Australia getting swept off their feet. No more combo on their side. F2X gone, but no one to punish in the side of Australia. Everyone just struggling in the second half of this map. And with 230k depth to be paid, Australia is looking to be empty in their wallets. So much time remaining. And
it's just a ghost town for the entire lobby, in fact. I mean, nobody can exercise any sort of comfort on this kind of map. Misha Awa, 200 combo, be damned, just cannot find any more. And meanwhile, Australia is really just struggling to get a foothold. It just seems as though the early combos and the early efforts from F2X and the mid game being played out very nicely from Misha Awa is just what allowed them to very comfortably escort this Hard Rock 2 score lead in their favor, taking this match to match point. Oh man, the momentum train just keeps getting faster and faster.
I mean, again, Australia has been keeping it competitive thus far. This is the worst difference so far, but that's like 1 out of 5. Australia definitely has
5 is all they get. Actually,
solid. 5 is all they get. But Australia, they have the potential to bring this back. And I mean, looking at whoever wrote G there, I think they need just a nice timeout, a nice cup of tea, maybe a bacon lettuce tomato sandwich, just a nice lunch. It's dinner now for them, maybe even a midnight snack. But they need a mental reset. They have the potential currently. Every single time they are almost there, but they just need to close something out. They just need 1 point. They just
gotta squeeze harder, bro. They just squeeze out as much combo as they can get.
Yeah, I think no more 2 is the way to go, not going for Australia. Fremont 2 went almost wonderfully. DT3 was almost there again. It's time for no more 2. Just gotta get something going,
Have to get the ball rolling somehow, and I'm honestly surprised that Australia is gonna take this long to pick the Nomad 2. I don't think there's any better pick here. We can talk about what they do, what they can go for later on in the match if it does get to that point. But right now, I think they need to. Okay, DT1. Look, okay, it was always 2 things. It was either Nomad 2 or DT1.
That's right.
I would have preferred a Nomad 2 pick personally because I think the speed cap of Australia is stronger than that of Hong Kong. But maybe they aren't looking to play to any chances, or maybe, Australia is struggling to field a third on this Nomad 2. So they probably don't want to take any risk seeing a score that's dipped down, and instead they want to go into DT1, which, while it is the biggest gamble in the lobby, you can have reassurance that everyone from Australia can FC. And I think that's the key here.
I suppose they are definitely looking much deeper into the despite the aim component of this one, there is lots and lots of 285 BPM bursts, which Hong Kong banned DT2. I mean, It does give Australia that slight edge, but we've seen Hong Kong doll it out from time to time again. Can they get their first point here? I mean, basically, you don't really want to go out 6-0, especially when it has been so close so far. It's just unfortunate that they keep losing by a hair margin.
Yeah, that's right. I mean, they can't keep getting away with this, right? At some point, it has to stop. At some point, we gotta start making it make sense. I do believe that we might actually see the debut of Psyche? How do I pronounce that, BlankTap? You know.
I just say
Sick. Oh wait,
yes.
that just sounds right. All right. Syntax to some incredible aura techniques right now. Hello Hong Kong. Chat, what are you even saying? What are we even saying?
English. What he said.
That's powerful. That's powerful right there. But jokes aside, good luck, have fun. So coming in chat. This is well, I wouldn't say that's the longest map. It's sort of a medium length map, clocking around 3 minutes long. Definitely one of the most, if not the most accessible map in this pool. I don't think any of these players, given the caliber of the talent that we have in the lobby here, will struggle playing, AR 10.3 CS4. Maybe the BPM might be the sole determining factor, and I do think that there are a lot of 5-0 bursts for these players to trip up on this map. But I wouldn't count on any misses for at least the first half of the map.
That's power and sick. Untitled FC holding on for Australia. On the other side, still looking good for themselves as well. Actually, Sick and Max Video, I think, slid a bit at the same time in the beginning, but that just makes things quite equal as we go into the first case section soon enough. Gotta remember, it is a DT1, you gotta aim despite the massive burst requirement that you gotta fulfill, 285 BPM. As a reminder, here we go, Gami.
Yeah, into that first KR of the map, the aim begins to open up. Accuracy going in favor of Hong Kong yet again. Nobody getting tripped out on that first burst right now. And as you move deeper and deeper into the KI, nobody is looking to give their competitive edge at all. Nobody finding any sort of miss as we move into the second third of the map. And as I said before, BlankTap, I don't think we can expect to see any movement on the score lead, at least for a while, as these players are just so incredibly consistent on this kind of skill set.
This is what I've been talking about, Gami. Every single time it's so close, and there it is, Hong Kong, a slight mishap from Zumari, down to a 2v3. Australia, a golden opportunity. The golden goose has laid its egg. Can they keep it safe? Hong Kong hungry for an omelette. 70k in the lead, still building up in the second K section, but Sake is down. 2v2. Australia, will they let it slip once more? 1/3 of the map remaining. All they need to do is to keep this going. All they need to do is to not outscore Hong Kong by a million. They just need this lead to stay. But Sake is missing. It's a 2v2 still.
I played these games before. I've seen Australia get gotten robbed. I've seen Australia get robbed by this Hong Kong roster again and again and again.
There's a miss, there's a miss.
Looking to repeat itself.
Is it possible? Australia! Can they stay alive? 17k difference into the ending. No misses, but the accuracy might be painful. 25k difference. There's no way anyone is missing at the ending here. 30k. Australia is going to live into the final spinner. Oh my god, they got their first point.
5 is all they get.
5 is all they get. Is it going to be just that, Australia? Staging a comeback of a lifetime. That's the first step. But will Hong Kong stop them from taking the second?
Alright, I'm so glad the casters didn't overreact from that one pick.
Yeah, absolutely not.
I'm so glad we didn't overreact. But 5-1, not a sweep. Oh man. Oh man. You know, I'm all here for it, BT. This is what I cast for, you know. This is what GG, well played from Paula. Man, has won the
He has won the match.
All right. Well, good news. Australia won a point. Bad news. There's no 4 picks now, that they need to win 2 break points and 2 of their own picks.
Oh man.
First foot has been planted on the base of the mountain, and they're looking up, and it's a really long hill to climb. So,
I mean,
okay.
you know, like, the best time to gain a point was like last pick. The best time is now. Australia, they have their 5 men.
That's true.
They got their 5 shovel and they're about to dig Mount Everest down to its knees. Hong Kong seems mighty climbable right now, and Australia, I mean, you know, like this is a start. But Hong Kong has the pick now, and what are we thinking here?
Man, Hong Kong have everything, dude. They could really just play into anything. I'm looking at the No Mod 3 or the No Mod 4. I think these are like the 2 most obvious picks for me. I mean, they could also go into Free Mod 3. They could go into Hidden 1. I don't think they would outright pick Carrot 1.
Max Burrito.
I was about to say Max Burrito. But yeah, there's a lot that Hong Kong could go into. And if I were them right now, I just look to close it out right now, you know. No disrespect whatsoever, and they do seem to want to lower the guillotine as in comes this Free Mod 3. Again, I don't think that this kind of pick is so egregiously favored towards the side of Hong Kong, right? I mean, Hard Rock 2 is a different story. Hard Rock 2 is like, okay, are we real? Like this Free Mod 2 is also okay, are we real? Hong Kong, these were their 2 ace in the holes, just looking off the qualifier stats. But Free Mod 3, I do think it's still doable. I mean, we saw it being somewhat close in the Hidden 2, which I think is the closest analog to this Free Mod 3. So we'll see how the mods go. I think for as far as overall mod consistency or mod distribution is concerned, I think Hong Kong has the overall better distribution, right? You can just throw Max, Burials, the guarantee, and FC or no more Nisha Awa on either Hidden or the Hard Rock, and then, you know, F21 or A20, F2X or A21 can just come in and fill your last mod. But on the side of Australia, I do think that their moderate consistency raises a bit more question marks for me. I think their consistency is the big thing that is gonna hurt them on a map like this. But then again, map clocks in under 2 minutes, so definitely one of the more RNG picks in the pool.
Yeah, I mean, Michelle, we've seen people using No Mod, Hidden, Hard Rock, and all of them just struggles heavily with the accuracy. I think Misha is the one to break that trend, especially for Hong Kong. But he needs to balance it with some combo at the very least. Saya and Power coming in for Australia. Syntax to complete the roster. I'm still waiting for Hong Kong.
Yeah, that's right. You know, what does that say about this Free Mod 3? I think this Free Mod 3 is pretty damn similar to the Hidden 2, but it's sort of the quote-unquote comfort mod, you know. If Free Mod 1 was the anti-mod, this is the please pick mods. I think the AR is not that big of a concern, but the CS is low enough for the Hard Rock players that's honestly quite forgiving for Hard Rock players to go into. And meanwhile, of course, AR 9.4, it's pretty damn comfortable. Maybe on the slightly lower side for some of these players, but I don't think it's low enough to even begin to pose a threat on the Hidden. And of course, you know, the no mods are a given. I don't think there's anything crazy to look at from the no mods. But yeah, I mean, this is just more control to see. I think definitely up Misha Awa's alley yet again. But for 2 minutes long, this is a very, very volatile pick. Any large combos, any miss at any point in this map could be significant.
Off already with all the gas and none of the brakes. Hong Kong and Australia down to a 2v3. Afterwards finding the first miss as a no mod menu. Max Beauty on the Hard Rock duty and Misha goes down. Ladies and gentlemen, Australia Staging a comeback of a lifetime, going to 1v3 in the first GI section.
Hold on,
Everything
hold
just
on.
gets wild. It's a 0v3. Hong Kong, come out with your hands up. Australia, goddamn surrounded. And this might just be one of the most catastrophic score difference to date as they go down once again a team wipe. What is going on, Gami? We've been hyping up this 3v3 for Hong Kong.
Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. And it's not just that. Hong Kong have no recovery to speak of. It's a complete ghost town as they're all underneath that 300 combo mark. Sayo might have found a miss, but Pala and Zintex are not looking to give an inch to that scoreline. Half past the halfway mark. We're into the last 40 seconds, and it's the largest score difference, BlankTap, that we've seen this match. 500, 600k in favor of
It's not hard
on a control map. On a control map.
This is crazy. Sayo missed, but that's the number player. Australia got the mustard, got the ketchup.
I'm seeing the movement.
They got the hit and they got the hard rock, and both of them are FCing. They are serving up a knuckle sandwich and it's full of condiments. And what difference on the control map against Hong Kong? What?
Okay. I'm seeing some movement. I'm not seeing enough movement from Hong Kong as Australia pulls ahead with 900k and 1 million.
No, this is crazy.
Oh.
Wait, the
Hold up.
sleeper agent.
5 is all to get. Hold up.
Hold the front door. Is 5 is all going. Hong Kong is going to get the what? Okay.
I see motion.
We see motion, but is that
I don't know.
a shake after a corpse died? Australia, are they alive? Is there a sign of life? There's a response, but the stimulus, is it consistent? What are they gonna pick now?
If anything, Australia is showing that they are vehemently refusing to go down without a fight. They still got one more in them in this matchup. And I mean, if I were Hong Kong, I wouldn't start worrying right now, but I'll start thinking about it right now. If they win another point, I'm gonna start worrying. Like, this is sowing the seeds of doubt in Hong Kong. But of course, looming threat, we cannot ignore the fact Hong Kong still have no mod 4, they still have no mod 3, they still have hidden 1, they still have all these tools at their disposal. And for what it's worth, Australia still has, they're not even halfway to the summit. They still have 3 more points that they need to win. They still have so much room to go, so they cannot get overconfident right now. And thank you! Finally, we're gonna see this no mod 2 pick come out.
Oh boy, Hong Kong one step away from greatness, but Australia catching up, ladies and gentlemen.
They're tugging
In
on the
7
shirt,
minutes,
man.
I have a match, and I am definitely not gonna make it. This is gonna go all the way, I feel, and that is scary for the Hong Kong roster going into another tapping map from Australia. But again, there is some incomponents in this just quote-unquote speed map, I guess. It's very comfortable for all players involved. So it's gonna come down to this just consistency jump. Once again, it's going to be aim.
I mean, you mentioned, right, the speed is pretty comfortable, and I agree with that, but I think the main point of contention on a map like this is the stamina requirement, or how fast your stamina gets drained with finger control. I've seen this map get played a lot of times in tournaments. I think it's a very famous tournament custom. And every single time someone misses, every single time someone struggles, it's always because they just can't survive for these 3 minutes long, right? There's a lot of variety in the rhythmic selection of this map. There's a lot of doubles, there's a lot of triples, and then in the final KI, you have quints, you have triples, you have doubles. It mixes all these things together. And, you all know Silver Boxer's mapping style. He does not give you a moment of rest. So it's really just high intensity, bam, but instead of, casual, just a 230 BPM raw speed test, no. It's a 232 BPM control and a 232 BPM comfort map. How well can you adapt your tapping to the circumstance? And I think And in that aspect, I definitely think Australia has the higher ground because of just how much higher I think their cap is. We'll see. I have to see if that translates necessarily to control, because I definitely see a world where that could just be flipped on its head.
Oh my days. I mean, once I have no idea how the saying goes, but 1-2 buckle my shoe, 3-4, and will Australia get some more? Let's get right into number 2 as we go into the tapping.
Yep. Okay. I swear to God, it's really hard to watch every single point from this point forward, right? Since 2 points ago, it's been hard watching this match because Hong Kong just have a knife pressed so deep into Australia's throat. They have them in between more than a rock and a hard place, right? Even it's like they have them in between 2 walls, and they're just gonna continue to get crushed as the map goes on. The pressure is going to continue to go up, but for what it's worth, Australia pushing back as hard as we can, and we're gonna see if they can get one step closer or if it's gonna end right here.
This first part very comfortable, not much flow just yet, just jumps into burst and jump into burst. Australia holding on, but so does Hong Kong as we go into the first break section, a difference of 2,146.
Oh my
get
God!
Into that triple spam soon enough. We've played this game before, Gami, and once again, it is another round of the same old story. Let's get right into the main portion of the map.
Yeah, this is where the doubles start to kick in, as you can see, right? The doubles are the main thing that's gonna drain out your stamina on a map like this, but not to mention, the aim as well. Here comes the triples. That's what I'm saying. Having to stop your tapping is so devastating for your stamina, and Xaver is gonna be the one to draw first blood. That is ominous. That's not looking too good for Australia. The accuracy is from the 2 remaining FCs, however, just trying their best to hold back the floodgates, but we need to see, we need to pray for a miss from Hong Kong if they don't want the scoreline to fly out of their hands right here, right now.
Here comes another triple, the penta as well. A bit of flow as a spice into the mix. Australia holding on, but one more miss and it might as well be their last. Misha, A21F2X, still with the triple FCS. Australia down 2-1.
Oh my goodness. Hong Kong are like sharks circling around Zintex right now. I mean, Zintex might be looking like a raid boss with the SS, but it doesn't matter when he's staring down the barrel of a double 99 and a 98 to boot. Oh my goodness, it's hard. It's so tough to watch, but that scoreline is going to just continue to skyrocket in favor of Hong Kong. Skyrocket's an understatement, as we are seeing the reversal of the free mod 3. Hong Kong saw the score lead from the free mod 3 from Australia, and they're out for blood. They do not want to let that slide. They show that, hey, you guys want to try something? We can do it too. Misha Awa might find a miss, but it's still 2 FCs left in the tank for Hong Kong to beat out against Syntax 1. Left on his lonesome, the culling might be working as intended, but it will not go fast enough. Last seconds of the map. And even though it was looking very, very doable as a meteor hits the map, at the end of the day, it just was not enough. Hong Kong 6-2.
Okay, well played. A very nice try from Australia. Not going down. We're at the fight. They kept punching. Cut themselves 2 points in their last dying breath. But they are not out yet. They will be going to the losers bracket as Hong Kong goes on through this round unscathed. Pretty close though. The wind was definitely changing, but Hong Kong just shut it down.
Yep.
Any last?
Didn't change fast enough.
Any input
I think they just didn't change fast enough at the end of the day. Any last words from you, BT, before we end off the stream?
Nothing much. Good luck, have fun for both of these teams. Wonderful performance, and Hong Kong, they are definitely a team to fear in this tournament. And I think that is all for today, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you all so much for watching. I've been BlankTap, my boss Gami. Take care and see you all next time. Bye bye.